What was sexy 10 years ago but isn't now? My hairline. Damn, 10 years makes a difference. Lot of people in this thread finding out they're older than they think they are today. 10 years. You mean like the 90s? Right? No man. 2000. Have you heard of this new band called Linkin Park? Edit. I love that some people are missing the joke and correcting me on basic math, lol. What? Sorry, I can't hear you over this corn song I'm rocking right now. What's the title of the song? I'm gonna hop in LimeWire real quick and download it overnight. I feel like women's casual wear in general is always sexier than it was 10 years ago. And it's starting to make me feel old. I imagine when I'm old I'm going to comment on some lady's outfit being really revealing and my grandkids are going to roll their eyes and say something like, "You're so old-fashioned, Grandpa. Her asshole isn't even open." Just imagine how you'll be about technology. Come on, Grandpa. Just upload a copy of your consciousness onto TrueVR so we can hang out in the virtual world. Quote. No. What if the people from 4chan get a hold of my brain and start sharing my memories? Quote. That's not how it works. Zoomer. Your memories aren't even uploaded in the scan. I don't wanna. I saw a movie like this. The Matrix. They took your brain as a battery for their technology. Grandpa, that movie is 60 years old. It got nothing right about the future. Using the word sexy in marketing, digital teams to describe sleek interfaces or products. July 18, 2006, Justin Timberlake began promising to bring sexy back and has been relentless in its pursuit ever since. I am unsure about his success rate as I look around and things appear status quo. Edit. WTF is the I'm Deceased award. He did already. His era of sexiness just died down. But still, remember JT gave you his dick in a box. Is down to three-way with another dude. And will give your mom the best Mother's Day night ever. 10 years ago is not 2000, it's 2010, y'all. Fuck, I totally forgot. Facebook. It was cool, exclusive and exciting. Now it's full of adverts. Data scalping and your grandparents. Searching boobs on Google Images. Literally just got the new Kindle. First thing I did was search boobs on the experimental browser. 10 out of 10 boobies in black and white. So no Asian or Hispanic boobs. Yeah, but you gotta search gray for Asian and gray Hispanic. Skinny eyebrows. I told my wife that her eyebrows were drawn too high. She seemed surprised. The hair bump, poof for girls made popular by Jersey Shore. I always thought it looked trashy, but it seemed like everyone did it. That and too much bronzer. Greater than too much bronzer. Still popular in certain houses. But definitely not in Ravenclaw. Those bitches are pasty. Oh my Christ, the bump it. I remember at the time thinking it was so stupid. Why are half the things mentioned on here from the early 2000s when 10 years ago was 2010? Like how you accidentally write last year for a couple months when dating something. Our brains are still defaulting that the 90s were 20 years ago and the 80s were 30. 1 terabyte of data storage. Plucking your eyebrows thinner than a badger's nadger. Now it's gotta be full-on, 2 slugs fighting for dominance. Tila Tequila. Ah yes, that's how I learned about bisexuality. Now she's a literal Nazi. Not that I don't like this person so they're a Nazi, but an actual, there are only 2 things in this world for which I would gladly sacrifice my own life. The destruction of all Jews and preservation of the white race, Nazi. Yes, that is an actual Tila Tequila quote. Someone in the thread said she had a head injury. Looking at it, it looks like she did have some brain injuries after dang. To me, personally, artsy boys in skinny jeans who are deeply tormented souls who the rest of the world just doesn't understand . No lie, I once, unironically, swooned when a boy, unironically, used the line, "I just have to keep creating or I'll die." Now I just want a regular guy or girl who wants to laugh while fucking and go out to get a burrito. Afterwards. Not before. Asterisk never before. Asterisk. Performative sexiness is way less sexy than an effortless connection. I am happy to leave the artsy boys to the next generation. I like burritos. Gotta shoot your shot. When I was in high school, there was one year where every girl at my school suddenly started wearing a feather in their hair. Did anyone else experience this, or was my high school weird? That fashion trend cut short the supply of feathers used for fly fishing and raised prices for them by a lot. Crazy weird. Okay, this might be a little more than 10 years ago, but women's thongs riding up. I remember in middle school I used to watch those butts like the playoffs. Edit. Thank you kind stranger for the Reddit gold. Whale Tales. Lindsay Lohan. I think you've got to go back a bit more than 10 years for that one. Mean Girls was 16 years ago, so 16. Apple bottom jeans. The ones without any back pockets. Every HS would wear these. Boots with the fur. With the fur. The whole club was looking at her. She hit the floor. She hit the floor. Next thing ya know. Just realized I was about to list something from the 90s. How did I get so old? Exclamation mark. FML. Greater than how did I get so old? Beats the alternative, doesn't it? How did I get so young? Damn it, Benjamin Button. Stay out of this. Fake tan? I think every time I go out. Not so often. But anyways, I seem to see less and less orange ladies. No, fake tan is still a thing. But the formulas and technology have become better at replicating the look of a real tan for not very much money. 18-year-olds, I just like people my own age. It kinda sucks living in a college town and having aged from. There are sexy people everywhere, too. These stupid drunk kids need to learn to cross the road before they get killed. Single quote. I swear college kids' IQ drops 50 points the second they have to cross the road. Then they turn into galloping deer that choose the absolute worst time to cross. And it's always either a dead sprint or the hit me IDC walk too. Edit. Y'all assume I mean at crosswalks. College kids don't use crosswalks. I understand an IDC hit me attitude when you're in the right, though. Greater than and it's always either a dead sprint or the hit me IDC walk too. To be fair, vacillating between panic and wanting to die is pretty much the college experience. I was at the university recently, and instead of checking out all the 18 to 22-year-old girls and finding them hot, they all just looked like children. I work at a state college and most of the 18 to 22-year-olds look like kids to me. I'm 31. Even the ones that seem traditionally attractive, you can still tell they're young by the way they carry themselves when you've interacted with them. Enough, and it negates any hotness emo. I worked at a university from the age of 24 to 35. I remember it being a gradual process where one fall nearly all of the incoming freshmen looked like kids to me, but the older students still looked grown, and then within a year nearly all of the female students started looking like kids as well. Like you said, it was as much about how they carried themselves as how they physically looked. But once I started to notice it, it slowly became all that I could see. I only point this gradual but relatively rapid process out to contrast with how suddenly I went from feeling like I was still in with that generation to feeling forever old. The first time an attractive co-ed looked at me with sudden smile on her face and then walked straight towards me from down the hall and said, "Excuse me, sir. Could you tell me where to find my faculty advisor's office?" Quote. The look on her face had been the type of thing that in another setting I would have thought, this girl isn't to me. But instead was the look of a worried child relieved to have found a grown-up for help. I don't think I've felt young since. Buy a fast car, I dunno. Concealer lips, orange foundation, and a heavy-handed black eyeliner look. Well, England must be decades behind. Wearing fitted tap-out and Hot Topic type clothes with all those skulls, flames, and swords. This might just be a middle school thing, specifically that one chubby kid who hates his stepdad. 10 years ago was when the Jersey Shore was big. I would say a ton of things from that, like the fashion, hair, GTL, and the fist pump. I remember seeing so much Ed Hardy around when that show was popular. Edit. Pump. Not bump. My bad. Greater than Ed Hardy. This seems to have evolved into rhinestone-encrusted jeans for dudes. 18-year-olds. The thing about 18-year-olds? I keep getting older. They stay the Sami age. Alright, all right. Hold up. I'm 28. Kevin Spacey. Tramp stamps. Now that they've had 10 years to age, they not so sexy. Just posted this to Nostalgia. But keyboard phones. I remember being able to swipe my entire keyboard across my phone and typing away, making it look cool like I was in the Matrix or something. Not anymore. Those extremely low-rise jeans that dads would ask their daughters, "Why are you wearing this? That's too low for school." Quote. And the daughters say, "But it's the style." Quote. Remember? When the skirts were low-rise and mini. Basically a 4 inches belt. OMG, I had a pair of jeans from Sirens or some comparable store that were called Brazilian style. They were the lowest pair of jeans I had ever seen owned. I wore them until they fell apart. I felt like such a bad bitch in those jeans. That one popular high school girl that put on 100 pounds. Watch it, pal. That's my wife you're talking about. That's my wife. Me to my uncle. Happy 15th birthday. Oh god damn it, haha. The Karen haircut? Yes, I want to speak to the manager, specifically made popular by Kate Gosselin of John and Kate plus 8. My girl has been a marathon of that fucking show and I'm so sick of it. Kate. Bullshit bitcha. John. Face says kill me all the time. TiVo. It was amazing that you could record 45 hours of HD content directly to a hard drive in your living room. Their stock price hit over $50 a share. Now streaming has replaced local storage and 45 hours of content seems laughably small. That's not even enough for one good show. And after being acquired in 2016, the combined company is worth less than $8 per share. Low-rise jeans. And just when I came to really appreciate them, bam, women all jumped to high-waisted jeans out of nowhere. Whale tails. I still find that low-key sexy. We all do. In I feel like rolling around inside a dumpster kinda way. Trashy boners. As a non-native English speaker, today I learned something new. A Harvey Weinstein job opportunity? Everyone in the industry knew 10 years ago, too. Weird emo haircuts. Pretending like you cut yourself to be edgy. Evanescence. The first Android phone. Lol. Edit. To those of you saying we're not talking about 20 years ago, this is all shit. People around me were super into late 2009, early 2010. Also to the people sharing your emo stories from back then. Thank you. There is some good shit in my inbox. I think emo things started even before 2010. My soon-to-be ex-wife. Boo, she sucks. She's quitting on our marriage. Her boyfriend gives her the emotional and intimate pieces that she's never allowed me to give her. How fast you could run. Kindergarten was so weird. That brings back memories of a few girls fawning over the fastest guy, while the rest of us weren't sure why that was important. Thanks for the memories. Gelled hair. Since both arms healed, my monsieur. Oh god, you went there. Every fucking thread. Kardashian. Kim Kardashian's sex tape. Everything to do with the monsieur. I personally never found her attractive. I think the documentary of her adventure with the wizard and the rest of the fellowship is what really helped her popularity. Bitch, how you not the Hobbit again? If Kim were a hobbit, then how come her sword glow blue when a goblin pop out? Boom, monsieur. Pretending to be bisexual for sexual titillation. Nowadays we take bisexuality more seriously. Finally, I remember when I stayed in the closet for 4 years cause I was tired of bitches in high school saying they're bi so they can get dick. In their defense, 90% of high schoolers act like something they are not to impress peers who have no idea what anything in the world is really like. But that's such a painful reason to hide who you really are. I hope you're doing well now. I'm glad that less people consider being bi or gay case now, and society is much more accepting of anything other than straight. It also helps that two women together has been less sexualized in mainstream media in the past decade. That came with the movement of women being treated less like sexual objects. Less booth babes. Less women jumping on a trampoline in the background of a male-focused show played on Spike TV. It's not that everyone is offended by everything, but that there are more efforts to keep people from feeling objectified, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.